Hey, what's up everyone? This is Raven Bells and let's get started. So today we are reviewing the high grade 1/144 scale Murasame Kai from the Gundam Seed Freedom movie that was released back in 2024. Now the Murasame Kai is an upgraded version of the original Murasame, and the kit itself was actually released back in 2006. Bandai did a lot of the updating specifically on this unit here, and yes, this is a grunt mobile suit from the Orb Union, and one of its known pilot is Mulaflaga. There's a lot of nice feature here that you guys will soon see, so look forward to it and let's keep on moving forward. Okay, so what we have for the extra parts are the front and back skirts and side skirt, which is actually quite nice. So you can actually do some modification, and it is actually detailed quite nicely. As for the other parts, you actually got this set here for your transformation with some extras which actually make it quite nice. So the other parts as well are the beam saver effect parts here, which is actually colored clear red. Yep, and there's two of them. And then you have your sticker set. As you guys can see, I only use the eye. I'm really not a huge fan of this here. Now I'm going to be installing the visors here for the headpiece later. Now as you guys can see, I haven't actually pieced them together because I want to show you guys piece by piece what they look like. And the first one that we're going to talk about is the shield here. Oh didn't fully secure, and as you guys can see, this is the attachment for the shield. I actually got the piece here, which is actually a ball joint as well, and there's actually some movable parts here, which is nice. And then we're gonna move to the backpack itself. As you guys can see, the backpack here is actually quite nice. Some movable parts here, and you actually got the missiles. Yep, and they actually move around. Now if you remove this, these are actually slots here, so if you want to put other weaponries here, you can actually easily modify it if you want to, and it is actually quite detailed as well. Now of course you can actually add more details if you want to. Now for the leg piece here, now the leg piece, as you guys can see, it's quite nice. Some nice color separation of white, gray and black, and this is not the ball joint here, and there's some nice articulation, and we'll be doing some transformation later. So you guys can see there, it's actually quite nice. So technically I'm already doing a what do you call that now, articulation test. And then you got the beam rifle here. Now the beam rifle is actually quite big, and I forgot to remove some knobs there, as you guys can see, and it's actually one single color here. Now you do have the trigger here, which is movable, and this one as well, and you do have a slot there for to be installed on the side skirt. Okay, now up next is the skirt itself. Now as you guys can see, the beam savers here on the side, easily installed, and it's actually quite nice. The detail is there as well. It's at the ball joint, and you get the slot for an action base there underneath, and ball joint there. You guys can see some of the, what do you call that now, the knobs there, and this one here you can actually hide it easily. So as you guys can see, there's some good articulation. You can remove the beam savers easily. And then we're gonna move with the torso itself. The torso actually gets some ball joints there, and this is actually some nice articulation as well, which is quite good. And then this one here, the arms, you actually get the shoulder that have some rotation. The arms, you actually get some slots there at the elbow and the sides as well. Then you got the hands, and you only got one set of closed fists here. There's no open palm, which kind of sucks. It will be nice to at least have the left hand. And then you got the headpiece here. The headpiece there, as you guys can see, I used the sticker, quite detailed. Still got some room for improvements there. Okay, now let's go ahead and piece them together. Okay, so that just only took me a few minutes to actually put everything together here, including the beam rifle and the shield here. But I do have a little bit of an issue with installing the beam saver. Now it is actually solid, but it will actually fall off. Now as you guys can see, it didn't actually, the backpack actually fell off there because I didn't secure it properly. And there you go. It's actually quite nice, honestly. Closer look. Now let's do the articulation test here officially. Now you actually get the shield here, which is actually nice, and you get the rotating. Once you remove this, it's actually a little bit stiff, and oops, there you go. A piece fell off, and you can actually reinstall this back easily. There you go. So as I mentioned already, oops, this one here got an articulated wing part here, and then for the attachment. Now for the beam rifle, oops, you actually get two pieces here, the trigger and the side handle. And the beam savers, you can actually remove it easily. Now if I remember correctly, for the beam saver, you can actually rotate the side skirt there, as you guys can see. Now if we remove the backpack here, you actually get two slots there, as I mentioned during my unboxing, that you can actually do your own customization. You can add other backpacks. We'll do that testing later. And for the backpack itself, as you guys can see, there's really nice detail. You get the rotating parts here. The wings, it's actually quite nice, even the missiles. Yep. Now for the headpiece, that's a ball joint there, and then you get the arms, which is a ball joint as well. If you put in a little bit pressure, it will pop out. It's double jointed as well, as you guys can see. And the hands, you already know. Now for the chest area here, I really need a better camera setup. The front piece technically moves. Okay, as you guys can see, that's actually important for the transformation. And then okay, now for the back skirt, doesn't rotate. Side skirt, you guys already know this piece actually rotates where the beam savers are. Some nice range of motion. The front skirt, two pieces, but you can actually, like, it's one piece right now, but if you cut it, you can actually have some good articulation. For the legs, as you guys can see, very nice articulation. This piece here, you can actually remove it, and just got to be careful not to snap it off. There you go. And then the feet, the front guard here, and there you go for the articulation test. Here is a side-by-side comparison between a 2006 Murasame versus the 2024 Murasame Kai, and immediately you guys can notice the difference between the two. Bandai definitely did not disappoint with the advancement of the design. And wow, look at that. But before we go towards the kit here, let's actually show you guys the parts here. So this is the shield between the two here. So you guys can see the difference there. It's like the older shield, the Murasame shield, is actually a lot more broader compared to the Hgce, which is actually a lot more slick. There's actually a lot more design here, and inside it is actually bare for the Murasame versus the Hgce here, and definitely you got more options for transformation. Now up next is the backpack. Okay, so this is the Hgce backpack versus the Murasame backpack. Yep, and look at that. It's like the size itself says a lot. Wow, and the design. So this is the Murasame extended, and the wings are inverted compared to the Hgce as well. And let me just triple check. Yep, it is actually the proper like outlook. For a second there I thought I messed up for the wings, but nope, this is how it is designed. Now the question is, will the Hgce backpack fit the Murasame 2006? Oh heck yes. Look at that, it actually does fit. Nice. Okay, now let's remove this. Now there's definitely a lot more details there, as you guys can see. Okay, now up next is the kit itself. Now as you guys can see, the Hgce is actually a little bit taller than the 2006 Murasame, and there's a lot more detail when it comes to the design. Color separation. Now looking at it now, the Hgce actually got a light gray color scheme compared to the Murasame 2006 that actually got a white overall color scheme. Yep, so Murasame got the white, black, and red color separation compared to the Murasame Hgce, which is light gray, black, red, and some yellow parts there for the head fin. And just looking at that, geez, wow, look at the difference. And then to top it off, the articulation is very different as well, because that's how far it can go for the arm. That already says a lot. Wow. Okay, now let's move on to the next space here, and let's see if we can transform this easily. Okay, I had my cheat on the back to do the transformation, so let's go ahead. Okay, so first off, remove the arms, and then the backpack is already removed, and then oops, let's just make sure the beam sabers are removed, and then the chest piece can be removed easily, supposedly. There you go, it's bare right now. And then you remove the legs as well, like including the attachment there. Oops, and that's a ball joint there for the side skirt. And then the shield itself, this piece here, the shield attachment piece, you remove it easily. Okay, there we go. Now the next part is you grab this extra piece here, and then it looks like you got to get this piece. Wow. Okay, so you will actually need this because this is not an extra piece, this is maybe a backup. And then there you go. And for the arms, okay, so there's a peg there. Okay, this is the right arm. Oops, okay, we'll just take care of that later. Where's the other arm? There we go. Okay. Oh. Okay, easy. Easy. And then the chest piece. Supposed to be forward like that. Then install. Okay, there's a slot there. Okay, now up next, where is that other piece? So you need this ball joint here. Connect. And then you grab the shield. So the shield, you need to extend this piece here. Okay, am I doing something wrong here? Oh no, there's a slot there, and there's a slot here beside the ball joint. Install it. Okay, I get it now. So you won't lose that ball joint specifically. Okay, and the chest piece is a little bit slanted, so just need to fix that. There we go. Up next is the front skirt. Okay, so the front skirt that we have here, the supposed extra piece. Okay, this part here, and then install. Okay, it's supposed to work like that, and then you got those parts there underneath. Okay, now for the feet. So I guess, okay, it's supposed to look like that. Okay, and then you grab it, and then you get the peg here. Oh wow, okay, it's actually easier than I expected. You grab this two piece, and then, okay, fold it like that, and underneath here there's some slots there, and okay, wow, that's easier than I expected. And then we install. Make sure the wings are extended, and then you get some slots there, slots for the backpack. Okay, just got to be careful with these parts here. It might actually come loose or go under. Then last but not the least, you grab this extra side skirts. I was wrong, these are not extra parts. Every piece are important. You grab your beam saver and rifle. So this one here is for the beam saver. Okay, and this one, okay, beam rifle, then beam saver, and then okay, installation. So you got an L bracket here, as you guys can see where I'm pointing at. You should be able to install it there. Okay, I did the opposite. So L bracket here, beam saver, okay, and there you go, a complete flight mode arm. Okay, now let's put this on a stand. Okay, so got to admit, I really do like the Murasame Kai flight mode. Yes, there are extra parts like this one here, the body of the Murasame Kai, and a few others, but overall, well, worth it. Color separation is great. There are some articulated parts here, which makes it even more awesome, and there are no loose parts. Yes, overall, I want to get a couple more. And another thing I want to make a note of is how easy it is to actually install it in an action base. Yes, and there you have it. This review definitely is taking a long time here. So these are the parts that came afterwards, after the transformation. You do have the body itself, the general body, the shoulder, the waist, but no chest, front chest armor. So you can do your own customization with this one here if you want to actually just keep the flight mode. And now let's have a side-by-side comparison between the two. Now, as you guys can see, there's the difference between the Murasame and the Murasame Kai. So broader, sleeker. Then one thing I want to mention, the attachment for The action base is underneath here, while the Kai is actually like underneath the body itself. So Murasame is behind, the Kai is underneath. And wow, just look at the difference now. Of course, the Kai doesn't actually come with wheels. Okay, and I'm just removing this for a closer look. Just look at that. Look at the difference there. More details. May have done something wrong with the wings here. But overall, there you go. So a side-by-side comparison between the old and the new. Now, is this worth the unit worth getting? Definitely a yes. I actually want to get 2 more Murasame Kai, because I do like the Murasame unit, and I do actually have 3 in total. Yes. So the difference between the Murasame 2006 versus the Murasame Kai 2024 is that updated design, added details. Transformation wise, it does require an extra part, because, and that's how it was actually designed for the Kai, to make it more sleeker, more gorgeous, and there's really no issue when it comes to the build itself. Easy transformation, took me about good 6 minutes there, but overall worth it. Color separation is great. That's all the time that I got, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and if you guys got any question, leave it in the comment section below. Now, as for my next build, I don't know. If I can get 100 likes in this video, I will build the Destroy Gundam. Yes, I do have it. Okay, that's all the time that I got, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, have fun, relax, and enjoy. That is Kampla. Have a good day, good night, afternoon, wherever you are. This is Raven Builds. I'll see you guys on the next video.